Guys, we need to talk. There is so much garbage information floating around about community college and how it's terrible and how the students are lazy and you shouldn't go there and this, that, and the other thing. And I've been dealing with it for the past 3 years, so I thought, why not talk about it? And that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video today because I'm so tired of it. So I'm going to address the most commonly heard stereotypes / myths / fallacies, whatever you want to call it, about community college. Starting with this. Community college is the 13th grade. I wish I had $1 for every time I had to hear someone say that to me. Listen, my philosophy is life is what you make it. You could go to Harvard straight out of high school and do terrible, or you could go to community college and do amazing. It all depends on your own level of maturity and how proactive you are about your education. So I don't really think that's the case. In terms of the social scene, I could kind of see where that argument could be made, only because a lot of times the people who go to community college are coming straight out of high school, so they're not mature enough to be in like a college environment, or particularly if you're going to school with a lot of your high school classmates in a community college setting. But honestly, the parties at community college are far and few between. You're gonna have to know some people to be partying every weekend. And you know, community college doesn't really have like fraternities or sororities or anything like that, so I would argue that there are probably more parties going on at a four-year university. Community college is for people who aren't smart enough to get into real college. I wish this whole idea of real college versus community college would go away because it's just so moronic. Like, just because I'm not living on campus, living in a dorm, and going to class in that, you know, normal way like other people doesn't mean I'm not working just as hard as somebody who's at a four-year university. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. I also think that just because you're not going to a four-year university straight out of high school doesn't make you any less intelligent than someone who is. I don't think that GPAs or standardized tests such as the SAT or ACT are a very accurate measure of your intelligence. So just because you didn't perform well in those areas doesn't really reflect on your actual intellect and your actual academic drive. I've said so many times that community college is a pathway to better opportunities, and it is. I know so many people who would have never gone to get their degree from the colleges that they did if it hadn't been for them going to community college first, and myself included. You know, just because you don't perform well in high school doesn't mean you should be doomed to like a low-paying job and no degree for the rest of your life. Community college costs less, so the education is worth less. This is so wrong in so many ways. Just because the price tag is lower doesn't make it any less valuable. I've had so many professors in community college who also taught at four-year universities. For example, my econ professor also taught economics at Berkeley, so there's that. And so many of my teachers in other fields, psychology, English, history, art, you name it, also taught at the state level. So they taught at San Jose State or San Francisco State or any other local state college in the area. All community college students are eventually going to drop out. Do I even have to explain why this is a stupid idea? I mean, to assume that someone is not going to complete their education just because they're going to community college is ridiculous. The thing that takes the cake in terms of stereotypes that get on my last nerve is probably the idea that community college is for people who are lazy, because I can tell you from personal experience, myself and so many other people that I know, we are not lazy. In fact, I would argue that we're a little bit more responsible than people who are going to four-year university, because a lot of people are in a situation where they're not able to afford to go to a four-year university. That's why they're going to a community college, because it's less expensive and they're funding their own education independently. So if you're someone who's working full-time and going to school, you're really going to understand the value of $1, and you're going to value your education so much more than somebody who's, you know, getting a scholarship or getting their parents to pay it for them. It's just not the same. And the other thing is that community college gives other people who may have not had the opportunity to get a higher education. For example, I've gone to class with many people who were single parents, worked full-time, and went to school full-time, and still got all of their business taken care of. And I just think that's so admirable. Like, kudos to them. All I did was work full-time and go to school full-time, and that was still a lot of work for me. So to factor a child taking care of another human being into that equation, that's pretty crazy, and I would say that is the opposite of being lazy. In conclusion, I'm not saying that there isn't any validity to the ideas that I just pointed out. I've encountered my fair share of students who meet these descriptions. I'm just saying that it doesn't really apply to the majority of community college students. Naysayers, if this hasn't changed your mind, I don't know what will. Transfer students, congratulations, give ourselves a pat on the back. Now that we're moving on from community college, we'll never have to deal with any of this shit ever again. Community college students, bad news. This is what you have to look forward to. But, you have the power to change that with your actions, your commitment to your academics, and your own ambition and drive, so just keep chugging along. Anyways, I hope that you guys could relate to this video in some capacity. As always, if you enjoyed, please like the video, comment below with your take on these stereotypes and what you've encountered. Personally, I've had some pretty nasty things thrown my way simply based on the fact that I go to community college. And as always, please subscribe if you want new videos every week. I will see you guys next Saturday.